Good day everyone, Cas here, and I just finished one of my highly anticipated games, Pixel Rift 1995. So naturally, I wanted to share my thoughts with you. Pixel Rift 1995 is a nostalgia-fueled game within a game. It's a game that will blast you to the past if you were born in that time, or just for those who love retro gaming in general. This is the second VR game by Arvori, and it continues the story of the previous game, Pixel Rift 1989. I was a big fan of the first game, and I will tell you why in just a bit, but that's also why I am super excited about this second installment as well. Stick around until the end, okay, to find out if I think you should buy the game, and if you like what you see, then please consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Oh, yes, this is a Pixel Rift t-shirt from when the first game came out a while ago. I mean, it's cool, right? But let's change into something else for now and go beyond reality. By the way, I already finished the game as the developers gave us early access, so this video is my review. I will show you some gameplay, but of course I will try to limit the story spoilers as much as possible. So this time you are thrown back to 1995, which was a historical time because the first generations of home console players were maturing from teenager to adult. Not me though, I was still a baby unfortunately, but the games were evolving from 16-bit to the 32-bit era and from 2D to 3D environments. This gets close to me personally, as I can still remember watching my daddy play these games, and then he had me try it and it made me the gamer I am now. And I think many of you who watch these videos might remember those games as well. Heck, I think I heard the developer Anna say that she made this game because that time was so important to her and made her what she is now, a game developer.
Hi, Isabella. David, come say hi to your tia. Never mind, the video games got him hypnotized again.
In Pixel Rift in 1995, you play as the video game hero Dot. This is just like the previous game, except Dot is all grown up now, and this time her companion is the best gamer of that time, a 9-year-old boy named David. Most of the time you play David in first person in a 3D environment, like we are used to from any VR game, but you also control Dot in third person using an in-game controller. Your mission is to help Dot save the world from the game's returning villain, Cyblin Lord, who is trying to steal the Pixel Stone. Yeah, the story is pretty simple. This would not be the reason you would want to play this game. But what makes this game unique is the constant switching from 2D to 3D environments. Like on every level, you are playing a retro console game inside the game, and while playing, you also have to pay attention to your surroundings, like preventing your mom from turning off your game because she wants you to go to bed. But if she turns it off and you are not at the checkpoint, you will lose your progress, so you don't want that.
What's going on? Wonderful. I'm hearing video games in my sleep.
In one of the levels, you are in your bedroom secretly playing the game, but when you hit one of these wooden planks, it makes a lot of noise and it wakes up your mom. You then have to quickly use the remote to turn off the TV until she calms down. This makes the game more challenging, but that sense of urgency also evokes a nostalgic feeling. I'm not sure about you, but I really did secretly play games even though it was past my bedtime when I was younger, and when I heard my dad coming, I would quickly turn off my monitor and jump into bed.
Cas? I thought you were working today.
Maybe I still do it, but let's continue. The first game was mostly set at school, but Pixel Rift 1995 consists of 6 levels with distinct environments. You start in your living room, but soon you will move to the local video rental store, your bedroom and an arcade. Every level also features a different kind of console game from that era, and the further you progress, the newer the games get, which is so fun. The games are also all pretty different from each other, which makes you feel like you're playing different games on every level, and you will probably recognize where the developers took their inspirations from.
Do you have any questions about the house?
One of my favorite things is the switching and blending between dimensions. Sometimes Dot and her game can jump out of the television and be transported to your 3D environment, where new interactions are required for you to progress. Most of the time, this is when you are fighting a boss at the end of the level, but it's just one of those things you can only experience in VR, and just like with the previous game, I love this aspect of the game. Although, this time, I do feel like the interactions weren't as exciting as the previous game, it felt less creative this time. I absolutely enjoyed the first level, and without spoiling too much, I felt my first goosebumps here. But I didn't have the same feeling in the next levels. They were still fun, but the gameplay interactions didn't wow me anymore. The game also seemed less challenging than the previous game, which was something I liked about the first game, but I know that some people didn't, so maybe this is something personal. The game is also still short. I finished the game in about 3 hours, and there isn't much replayability either. But this concept does make Pixel Rift 1995 a very comfortable game. It's probably the most immersive playing seated. This is why I mostly played on my little stool. Yes, the devs actually added us to this game together with other awesome VR content creators. Hey, if you find us, let us know on Twitter or something, I would love to know. Anyway, before we move on to my conclusion, here's a quick shout out to our right-hand Patreon member Cas and VR and his YouTube channel. So, to summarize, Pixel Rift 1995 is a game that uses the power of VR still, just like the previous game, and I loved that. Although the novelty wore off a bit, as I do think the first game felt more exciting. However, 1995 is still unique and fun to go through. The full game releases soon on April 23rd for $20 or 20 euros, and it will be available for the Oculus Quest, Oculus Rift and Steam. I mostly played the game on the Valve Index, but I also tried the first level on the Oculus Quest, and it played the same. And while the game is short, I do think it is worth it for the price, especially if you like retro games or if you would recognize them. The nostalgia is felt consistently throughout the game, which is something I adore the most about Pixel Rift 1995. Let me know if you are getting this game, and I would also love to hear if you ever gamed secretly at night when you were younger, and if so, what game was that? Let us know down below in the comments, and I hope to see you all in the next video. And as always, VR on! Hey everyone, Cas here, and What's up? Pixel Rift 1995 is a nostalgia fueled within the game.